Hello everyone, welcome to the introductory session for the 30-day comprehensive course on SketchUp. I am Anupama Sharma, architect, landscape architect and co-founder of Archipedia, which is a common platform to share knowledge and ideas among architects and designers. We received a lot of requests and queries for a complete course on SketchUp from beginners to advanced. So today, Architect Arnav will demonstrate a glimpse of the module, which will help you understand if the course will be beneficial to you. Architect Arnav Saikia is an alumni of Maulana Azad NIT Bhopal, an urban designer from School of Planning and Architecture Bhopal. He has experience of working with Aegis International Doha, Qatar, Intech Bhopal chapter, Abha Architects Delhi, and over 6 years of teaching experience. He has a strong command over SketchUp and has conducted various webinars, seminars, and workshops for SketchUp. I hand over the mic to Architect Arnav to start the introductory session, and I request you all to keep writing all your queries regarding the 30-day workshop, which we shall take at the end of the session.
Thank you, Anupama, for the introduction. Welcome all to the 30-day comprehensive course on SketchUp. Today's session is an introduction to this course, which is free and open for all. This particular session is divided into 3 broad parts. So firstly, we will try to understand what you can do in SketchUp. That is, what are the things that you can expect from SketchUp. I will give a brief demo about that as well. Then next part, we will move on to what you can expect from this 30-day course. That is, briefly explain about the course content, and also after that we will move on to question answer session related to the course. So since more than 80% of the participants here are either beginners or completely new to SketchUp, I will start from very basic, keeping them in mind. So SketchUp is one of the simplest tools to create 3D. So as soon as you open SketchUp for the very first time, you get a 3-dimensional workspace, and you can start working on any axis or any plane. So if you open SketchUp for the very first time, you see some a workspace which will appear something like this. Ignore all these icons. These are additional plugins which I have installed. You may not get all these plugins, but moreover, more or less your workspace will look similar to this. So what you can do here is you can start drawing lines as we draw with your pen and pencil, and you can start drawing lines on any axis. That is, I can draw on the ground, and I can draw on vertical axis and any axis, and then as soon as we complete a shape, you can see that a face is automatically generated. So this face is automatically generated as soon as we complete a shape. So let's try this again. So as soon as we can draw lines on any surface, as soon as we complete the face, this face is generated. Now if I open the entity info, in case you don't see entity info here, in case you don't see the entity info, you will find them in this default tray, the entity info. Make sure it's on. So as soon as I select a face, SketchUp will tell you that it's a face, and it will tell you that it has got an area of this much. The unit can be specified, and if I select an edge, it will give me a length. Again, unit can be customized. So now this is a face with an area, this is an edge with a line. Now if I go on creating the rest of the lines and complete it into a cuboid, I'm just trying to draw the edges Now if I select the face, you can see the same thing, we can see the area. And if I select all of these, then what SketchUp is recognizing here is, instead of recognizing it as a solid object, it is recognizing it as 18 entities. That means it has got it is recognized as a bunch of edges and faces. So this concept is very important to understand, that in SketchUp you need to define this into a group or a component in order for SketchUp to recognize this as a solid object. So this is how SketchUp SketchUp handles a 3D geometry. So now you can see that once I convert this into a group, it is saying that it's a solid group, and now it is showing me a volume. So it is 10.82 cubic meter. Now we have a volume. That means it's a solid geometry. And the best thing about SketchUp here is, that means the organization of model in SketchUp is that we can apply any of these modifier tools, which are move, or push, pull, or rotate, to any part of a SketchUp geometry. That means I can move the solid geometry as a whole. I can double click and go inside this and move a face just like this and give it a skewed look. I can pick one edge and then move it, and also if I want, I can just click on an edge and I can move that particular edge to give the form more the desired shape. Now you can see that the area, the volume got changed since we made modifications into the form. So this is how 3D object is organized within SketchUp, and how the software handles 3D geometry. So this concept needs to be very understood, so that you can model the geometry, whatever you are going to create, in a proper way. SketchUp is specially designed for designers like architects, interior designers, product designers, set designers, or furniture designers, or so on. So it's a very flexible tool, but unfortunately SketchUp is very underutilized. That means mostly it is used only to create a 3D model after the design and drawings has been done. That means we already create our drawings from CAD or from maybe other softwares, and SketchUp is used only to create a 3D model. But in reality, SketchUp is very powerful and very helpful in every stage of design. That is, starting from the conceptual stage to form evolution, site analysis, design development, detailed designs or detailed drawings, even presentation drawings, working drawings, and even good for construction drawings. So that is starting from the basic idea of your design to how you evolve your design up to the final drawings can be produced in SketchUp directly. Let me show you what I mean by this. Let me open a separate drawing. Here I have got a cuboid. Now these are some of the examples which we already covered in some of our previous workshops. So here we have a cuboid. Now we had divided the cuboid and modified it in 4 steps to evolve our form. That means we have the form evolved from a cuboid to this, next step is this, and finally we have this shape. And this, from this shape we have done some detailings, and we have derived to this particular form. our design. Now in this design we can create our plan and section, even isometric views or axonometric views. And not only that, we can also export these into 2D sheets like here. Now the best thing here is these shapes which you are looking at, these are 2D representation of the scenes here. These scenes, the scenes you are looking at, these scenes are the exact scenes which are represented in the 2D sheet here in layout. Now layout is a separate software that comes with SketchUp Pro, and since all of these drawings, that means this plan is the same plan which you can see in here, this one. So if I make any changes in this drawing, that means in the 3D model, same will be reflected on all of these drawings, all of these 2D drawings. Let me show you what I mean by that. Let me quickly move this furniture to say somewhere here, and I'll save the file. I've saved it. I'll go to layout. Here I can go to document setup, and you can see that it's saying out of date. That means we had made changes in the SketchUp file and we need to update it in layout. Now this may take some time depending on how big the file size is, but once it is done, you can notice the changes here, as well as in the section it will be moved, and even in the plan it got in the isometric it got moved from here to somewhere here. So that means we can dynamically change all our design in all the viewports if we make the changes in one of the drawing. So, and even all these drawings are generated from SketchUp only. We can do site analysis. Now these site analysis are done with the help of extensions, but rest all of these are done without any extensions, so you can do this with the native tools of SketchUp. Let me show you another example from another project done in one of separate workshop. Now this is a small studio apartment. We have done some interior details here. Now this particular drawing and even all drawings are organized into layers. Let me show you how it is organized. I'll turn off all the layers. We started with an image reference, so which is this one. We don't need the image reference, so we have the walls first, then we have the windows, then the doors. Now doors layers are divided into two parts. One is the 3D door and one is the 2D annotations, because in plan we show the door with these kind of symbols. So if I turn off the door, the entire 2D and 3D geometries will get turned off, but if I individually turn off one of the layer here, it will get turned off. Now this kind of organization is very important if you want to produce drawings conveniently within layout. Now you don't need to organize it exactly like this. It is up to your understanding how you do it. That's because you need to develop your own workflow, and in this course I will be there to guide you throughout. Next comes the furniture, which are the basic furniture. Sorry, I missed the slab at the bottom. Then I have all the decorative items and the accessories in a separate layer, because we may not want to show them in each and every drawings. So I can turn them on and off, like the cushion cushions, then planters and lamps and everything. So this is how the model is organized. Now from this particular model we have generated several drawings. Firstly, we have a plan, which is this one. Then we have a section, again generated from the same drawing. Now we have created separate styles for separate drawings. You can see we have 2D presentations here, and black and white presentation here, and this is another section. And then we have got details of a furniture, two different sides of the detail of a furniture. Now you may notice that here you can see only this particular furniture and none of the other part of the model is visible. That's because we can hide the geometry. Everything is hidden there. It's all there in the model, in the drawing, but we are organizing them so that we are focusing on what we need here. Okay, and then we have divided this in again a separate different type of styles, and we divided it into different parts so that we can create an exploded view. Now I'll show you what the output looks like. So this is the output. Now all these drawings are generated from one single model, and the best thing here will be if I do any kind of change here. Maybe if I move this window, then all the dimensions which are integrated with the model in layout will be updated dynamically, and I can save a lot of time. So these kind of presentations are all done in SketchUp and layout. As you can see, these are all viewports. These are all viewports connected to that particular model. So I will again demonstrate how if I change this window, if I move it say to this direction, what will happen in these drawings. I'll go to this file, isometric view. Now organizing everything in groups and layers is the key, so that you can do the changes and all the drawings will be changed automatically. I'll move this to say 1000 towards this direction, and let me move the window as well, 1000. Now the change here is done. We have done the changes in the isometric view. Now in the plan also it got changed, and let me save the file so that we can update it in layout. I will update, keep an eye on the dimensions and the section here. So let me go to the document setup. It's saying out of date. Update this. Keep your eyes on the dimensions. It's taking some time because the file might be a little heavy. Wait for it. Yes, you can see the dimensions are updated, the section got updated, and the window got moved in these drawings, and we will see that it's processing again. Okay, and you will also notice that even in this isometric also, and even here it got moved. So all these drawings are integrated to that model. That's why any changes we do will be reflected in our drawings. And even you can do changes to like areas. If I mention area of this particular room, that will be updated if I make any kind of change to the rooms. So these kind of drawings you can produce, but only thing is, please organize everything in layers and groups and components in order to get these kind of results. So the moral of the story here is, with just one software, and if you know it, thoroughly. You can explain your entire design right from the concept to the execution. You can even further do analysis like shadow analysis by creating your own path diagram based on the geolocation of any site, if you're familiar with this. So we will cover all of these in our course, how to create these. And also you can create further details like the detail of a furniture. Now we can even go further details up to minute joint level and so on. Now I'll also show you another example of how we can make use of the layers and scenes in given in SketchUp. That means this is elevation design proposal. Now this has got elevation option 1, and we have another option for the elevation, which is elevation option 2. Now I can quickly switch between those two, and you can see that without creating two different models, I can have two separate options. You can see that I can even rotate and I can switch to another option. Now I'll show you how this particular model is organized. We have the elevation, the massing in a separate layer. Then I will turn off the floors individually. Let's say we turn off the third floor level, which is this part, and the second floor level and the first floor level. That can be turned off individually, and I can turn them on. At the same time, I can also turn off all the walls. Like you can see, all the walls are turned off, and all the doors and windows can be turned off, even the furniture. Now I have that much control that I can turn on and off individual floor as well as individual element. That means I can turn off all the furniture and the railings so that we have only the structure. Now we don't have the beams here, but you can, and also have the beams so that you can show only the RCC structure and so on. And you can turn on everything back. And at the same time, we can definitely create our plans from the same drawing. Now, it's the same drawing with the plan of different floors as well as the elevation option, which is a 3D here. Now this kind of organization is very important, and another thing is we totally need to understand the outliner, how it is organized. Only then we will be able to create everything in levels, everything in proper order. And you can even generate reports like schedules, estimates from a particular SketchUp model with the generate report tool from here. I'm not going to demonstrate this because this might take some time, but definitely SketchUp works similar to several BIM softwares, although BIM is much more than just these, but you understand, you get the idea that you can create schedules, estimates, and you can create interactive drawings from a single model. Now coming to the contents of this 30-day course and the schedule for the classes. The classes will start from 24th August, that is Monday, and our schedule for Monday to Saturday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. That is 1 hour every day except for Sunday, and we will have 30 classes in total. Now in this course we will start from the very basics, that means from the draw tools, which are these bunch of tools, all 2D tools, and how we can use them for the best efficient way, in the best efficient way. And then we will move on to the modify tools, the simple modify tools like the move, push pull, follow me, rotate, etc. Then we will move on to the organizing the model using groups, components, layers, styles, scenes, entity info and outliner, the same way I had demonstrated it here, how you can organize the model. And then we will gradually move on to some advanced elements like using plugins and extensions. For example, you can create all sorts of complicated models, even develop the site geometry, create geolocations, then creating contours from a geolocated site or terrain, work with topography, site analysis, shadow analysis, then working with complex geometries, and so on. So there are lots of plugins, and in fact majority of this course content is based on the use of extensions, that is plugins, and that's why we need 30 days to cover all those plugins. We will cover SketchUp thoroughly, but at the same time we will cover lots of plugins so that you can create designs and you can create your 3D models in few hours at the most. Then we will also create complex geometries like ramps, staircases with curvilinear staircases and so on. And also we will create some simulations and also some parametric designs. Let me show you what I mean by simulations. Let's say we have, let me quickly demonstrate how we can create a sofa, and then I will add some simulations here. Let's say we have a sofa, something like this, and I'll create this into a group, and I will be creating two cushions here, and for the cushion I am going to type in a height of 150. Now I'm going to use a plugin here to quickly create my drawing, which is called round corner. I'm going to create this. Now this is just a quick demonstration. Now we have a quick couch. Now I'm going to create a rectangle and divide it, make it into a group. I'm going to represent this as a float and quickly convert it into a grid with the default setting. Now we have successfully converted this into a grid. I'm going to move this on top of this element. Now this needs to be a group again. This is a group. I will convert this into a collider. Now we have a float and a collider. Now I'm going to simulate them. Let's give this particular object a preset of cotton, and then play. You will notice that it will simulate the actions of a real life float, and it will wrap around the sofa as it should do in real life. You can also create curtains or ropes or even flowing flag and so on. So I will teach this particular tool in detail, and as you can see that within minutes we can create these kind of complicated shapes and simulations. Now moving on to next topic, which will be working with parametric geometries. Now here we have a wall with certain bricks. Now all these bricks are components, and we have got this along a particular flow. I can even edit one of the brick, and you can see that the change will happen on all of them. I can rotate them as I want, and our design or the screen or the jali will get modified. Similarly, we can work on parametrics in elevations. Like here we have glazing, and if I make any kind of change in the glazing, all of them will be modified instantaneously, as they are all connected as groups, as components. And similarly, parametrics are also applied in false ceiling nowadays. So we can have different kinds of elements like these for false ceiling, maybe in case of acoustical spaces, and so on. So we will cover parametric designs, and we are going to cover SketchUp in details over a period of 30 days. And basically, in short, even if you are very new to the software or have zero experience, after these 30 classes you will become an expert in SketchUp and will be confident to create any form or any geometry in SketchUp, so that you can express your designs in a better way, and you don't get yourself limited by any software. And you will be working along with me on the exercises that will be given to you, and I will be there to monitor each and every task given to you. So that's all for the demonstration, and if we have any doubts, we will cover them. But before going on to the question and answer sessions, we have certain frequently asked questions which I need to clarify with you all. Firstly, do I need to know CAD or other softwares to learn SketchUp? So the answer is no, you don't need any prior knowledge of CAD or in fact any software to learn SketchUp. You only need to have a basic understanding of design and basic understanding of drawings. That means plans, sections, elevations, etc. And okay, so the second question that we get very often is that, are we going to learn V-Ray in this course? No, we are not going to cover V-Ray, because covering V-Ray in depth will require another 15 days, and it would result in a 45-day course, and I didn't want to compromise with the content of this SketchUp course. So we won't be covering V-Ray or any rendering software, in fact. So which version of SketchUp do I need for the course? So 2014 and newer will work fine. You can work on older versions as well, but certain extensions might not work, so the latest version is preferable. I will be demonstrating everything in SketchUp 2020, and because we have a licensed version of SketchUp 2020, you can also work on the 30-day free trial version. The next question is, will it work on a Mac? Yes, SketchUp has a Mac version, and the interface is almost same as Windows, so you can work on a Mac system as well. So I will hand over the mic to Anupama for the question answer sessions.
Thank you, Arnav, for this session. So before we move on to the queries, I would like to inform everyone again about the 30-day course on SketchUp. The fees of this course is 10,000 rupees per individual. There is a special discount of 20% for group registration, which is minimum 4 individuals in a group. The course will start from this Monday, 24th of August, and the timings will be 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. That is 1 hour daily from Monday to Saturday. You will be provided with a completion certificate at the end of the course. Now we'll move on to some questions, which are: will you provide the software for students to practice?
Yes, we will provide the link where you can download the 30-day free trial for SketchUp, and yes, we will also provide all the plugins which you can download from their official sites, and mostly we will be using all the free plugins. Will you provide certificate? Yes, all those who complete the course will be provided the certificate. All sessions could be costing any fee. We have a course fee of 10,000 rupees, but we have special discount for group registrations. Yes. How do we make payment? We will share the link to the registration with all participants. Plugins will be provided to you all so that you can work on them. Timings are 6 to 7 from Monday to Saturday, and if majority of you want to shift it by 30 minutes or so, that can also be done. I have basic knowledge of SketchUp. Want to learn about plugins? Yes, I think around 70% of our course are based on plugins. Only 30% will be SketchUp. Working with SketchUp will provide accurate drawings. Yes, SketchUp can provide you 100% accurate drawings. If there are no further doubts, then we can move on, and let me know if you are interested for the course, because we will cover a lot of things, and if you have seen the demo, that was just a glimpse from several workshops which we conducted, and this course is going to cover all of those plus more. Want to learn advanced features? Yes, all advanced plugin features will be covered in the workshop, in the complete course. Those who attended the previous workshops, further discount, we can work something out. The course will not include renderings, so we will not be covering lighting effects. We will have some discount for those who had been here with me for previous workshops. We will work around something. I will inform you all personally.
There was a raised hand in the participant section by Meera Patel. So if you have any query, please write it down in the chat. We will share the link of the SketchUp comprehensive course via mail with everyone.
Rendering we will cover in another course maybe. So we will work with V-Ray or Lumion for rendering in a separate course. So we will inform you all if we have a course after the SketchUp course. So that's it. We will close this session, and I'll be hoping you all to see in our complete course. Thank you.